Stage 4 breast cancer. 3 months to live? Most people will be planning their funeral. Bershan Shaw started planning her empire. How do you turn trauma into strategy?
I turned my pain into my purpose. He said, "You've been diagnosed with terminal breast cancer." Everything stopped. I can't fathom it. I can't remember it. I was stuck in a moment in time. I said, if you keep me alive, just keep me alive. I will change lives. I will inspire people all over the world. Keep me alive.
There is a massive gap between being on someone else's stage and filling your own room. Talk to me about that gap and how did you make that transition?
I had an audience. I had clients. I had people. Like, why am I on their stages when I have a stage? I have a voice. People listen to me. So now let's get that voice and let's activate it.
You were also named a U.S. ambassador by Women of the World. How'd you get that title?
As I became more popular and people started to know me, I'm thankful and grateful that I have a voice that people can listen to. I went to India and I spoke and people knew me. I was like, wow.
You know, you reinvented yourself multiple times. Survivor, coach, TV personality, tech founder. How do you tell that it's time to pivot and not panic?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Do it. Don't move slow. You will get left behind. Nowadays, I'm telling you with ChatGPT, like things are happening like this. And you better be a part of it. Don't move slow.
What do you want your legacy to mean?
She was a warrior. She did it her way.
Stage 4 breast cancer. 3 months to live? Most people will be planning their funeral. Bershan Shaw started planning her empire. But here's what no one talks about. How do you turn survivor into a CEO? How do you turn trauma into strategy? What does it really look like to build money, power, and influence from the darkest moments of your life? Today, we're talking about the mechanics, not the myths, the deals, the pivots, the reinventions people never see. This is Confluently. I'm Tiffany Hart, and let's just get into it. Bershan Shaw, thank you so much for joining us. It is not your typical inspiration story. You're a strategist, a builder, a woman who's turned a death sentence into a blueprint and have a brand that has impact, revenue, and power behind it. So today, let's break down those real parts. What failed, what cost you, what built you, and what every leader needs to understand about power, influence, resilience, and reinvention.
Ooh, I love this intro. You know what? When you said it, I never even thought of it. Turned a death sentence into a blueprint. That's what
Absolutely.
I love because that's exactly it. I turn my pain into my purpose, right?
Absolutely. Many people have tried and many people have failed. So take me to that moment when your doctor told you 3 months to live, which I'm sure everything after that was rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
Not the PR version.
Before
Not,
I didn't, literally, I thought that I was going to my doctor to get a checkup on my back. I had horrible back pains and I thought it was a slip disc. I thought something like, who knew? You know, I had gotten diagnosed with cancer 2 years before, but it was stage 1. And, I got through the treatments. I felt good, but then my back started killing me, like really, really hurting. I couldn't move. I couldn't bend down. And, I remember the day so clearly. I went into the office and the doctor said, "Sit down, Bershan. No, I think you really need to sit down."
mm,
And literally 7 doctors ushered into the office, and I'm looking like, "What is this?" Um, and he said, "I think we really need to talk." Because I thought I was just coming in, getting something, "Okay, you got a slip disc. Here's what you need to do, PT, go and, like, make it happen." He said, "You've been diagnosed with terminal breast cancer." And that everything stopped. I can't fathom it. I can't remember it. I was stuck in a moment in time. And I don't even think I heard anything else. I was with my fiance and my stepmom. I think I went into the hallway and I just burst out crying. And I just got on my knees and I said, "God, this is not my life. This is like stage 4. This is just not my life dying." Right. I said, "If you keep me alive, just keep me alive. I will change lives. I will inspire people all over the world. Keep me alive. And here I am 17 years later. Won't do it.
That's it. You didn't just survive, you built.
Yeah.
Walk me through that pivot. So there's still like some grieving and some stages you have to go through before you decide that. What clicked in your brain that says, you know what? I'm not done. I'm just getting fucking started.
I love that. I did a clinical trial at Johns Hopkins. And I think when I first got diagnosed with cancer, I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I didn't want people to know. But then I was like, excuse my language, F it.
Yep.
I'm riding this till the wheels fall off. I'm living, I'm not dying. And I think I went in saying, I'm living and not dying. I'm a warrior. You know, I read Louise Hay books, How to Heal Your Life. And it's do a challenge, change your mindset, change and do something every day and don't be afraid. And I stopped being afraid and I started living. So I think literally I would go to cancer treatments, chemo, and give my arm. And I would say, give me because they would have to take blood. James, here we go. But I would be dressed up. I would be dressed up in like faux fur, red dresses, sequins. Like every time I went, I was dressed up and I looked good. I had my hair, I had everything because I said, I'm not going to be a statistic. Not coming in with a sweatsuit on, with the hat. No, no. I'm coming in fly because this is just a bump in the road and I'm gonna keep on going.
I absolutely love that. I think that people really underestimate how much trauma cuts through that bullshit real quick.
Mhm.
You survived. What what stopped? What did you stop tolerating in your business, in your life, in your relationships after that diagnosis?
Fear.
Mm,
I stopped tolerating fear because fear is false evidence appearing real. I stopped being afraid of everything and I just went for it because that is what gets us fear. Fear of not making the next move, fear of not doing it, fear of being afraid to ask, fear of going for the job we want. Fear, fear, fear. That's what I stopped.
absolutely. I think there's a great quote that says, no matter what you do, the king and the pawn still go in the same box at the end of the game. It's what moves you make while you're still on the chessboard. With that, I have to ask, every coach has a method. Tony Robinson has one. Every Instagram life coach has one. What makes the warrior method real and not repackaged?
Mm. Oh, I love that. You're asking some good questions. I, because it happened to me, because it's my process, because I'm alive, right? So my warrior method is four things. If you really want to change personal development,
Mm.
like you gotta, I'm sorry, with your personal development, you have to literally want to change and do the work, right? And then self improvement every day. I'm looking like, okay, I'm sweating a little. Okay, look, self improvement. We all have to improve ourselves. So whether it's exercising, eating right, taking a walk, meditating, you have to do things to improve yourself. Motivation, you have to be around motivated people. If you are not motivating yourself or being around motivated people, I'm sorry, you're going to get left behind. And support. Everyone needs support. You cannot do it on your own. You just can't.
I absolutely believe this. But because this particular podcast is around money, power, and influence, let me ask you
Mm,
directly. How did you get people to stop being just inspired by Bershan and start paying for Bershan?
mm. Because I would always say two things. The biggest investment you'll ever make is the investment in yourself. Boom. Right? We want to spend money on Louboutins, clothes, traveling, but you're still making the five-figure salary. You're still making the six-figure, like, you want the life, but are you gonna pay to do the work to get it, right? We talk is cheap. The proof is in putting the money and putting the dedication behind it. Like these boys out here who are successful and these women that are successful, they put the time, the energy, and the money behind it. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
They did the work.
That's it. Do the work. Absolutely. You have no idea how many times I've said that. One of the
And
great
hold on, and another thing, Tiffany, not only do the work, I always tell people it's expensive to be cheap. Do you
it's
get
true.
that? It's
Economics
expensive.
actually supports that. It is expensive to be cheap.
Yep.
Quality.
You want to be cheap on yourself and you don't want to pay to learn it and get it right. You always want to get a hookup or get someone to help you in a 5 minute. It will never happen. You won't learn how to do it.
That's
I
what
always
you're getting
say,
paid
don't
for.
give me anything free. Give me the work, do the work, teach me so I can know how to do it.
Absolutely. I really can't agree more. And that's really been kind of the ethos of my life. Switching gears a little bit, you shared the stages with the likes of Tony Robinson, uh, Les Brown, Pitbull. I think you were late to meet me because you were with Ciara, like actually Ciara, the singer, like absolutely crazy. Anyways, top tier. But there is a massive gap between being on someone else's stage and filling your own room. Talk to me about that gap and how did you make that transition?
Well, because I had to start believing in myself, right? I had an audience, I had clients, I had people. Like, why am I on their stages when I have a stage? I have a voice. People listen to me. So now let's get that voice and let's activate it. Right? So
Yep.
I can fill up a room of 500 people, 1,000 people.
I love
I
that.
have the process, I have the method, and it's what I do.
I absolutely love that. For those that are just starting out that are listening to this podcast, how did you get your first five-figure speaking gig? Because usually that's the hardest check to earn.
This is how it happened. I was a Johns Hopkins patient. And my doctor, Dr. Leisha Emmons, was like, "Bershan, I just love your energy." Like, I would come in a green dress one day and then red and, like, remember faux fur and red pumps and, like, I would come and put together and she said, "I want you to be the keynote speaker." And I'm like, "What?" Knew nothing about this 17 years ago. "I want you to be the keynote." And literally I was scared. I wrote this, I researched all of this stuff. This is when, I mean, ChatGPT now, anything is possible. You can get it in 1 minute. Like 17 years ago, you had to research, you had to learn, you had to go to the library. Yeah, you know those days.
We got our degrees before ChatGPT existed, so I feel like just in that in and of itself.
Exactly. We got our accomplishment of work. I had to do the hard work, right? I didn't It was no chatting it up and getting it in a minute. And I remember doing this speech and I literally before the speech, I tore it up and I said, "I'm tearing this up because I don't need a speech. I want to speak from my heart." I said, "I shouldn't be here today. Doctors gave me 3 months to live, but I'm here speaking 2 years later. I'm a warrior, and I'm not a statistic. Don't you dare be a statistic in your life. I'm a warrior." And I raised my hand. This woman raised her hand. She said, "You're a goddamn warrior. We're warriors." And it really blew up. After that speech, I had, like, maybe 100 people in line wanting to speak to me, and people wanted to hire me. They were like, "Are you a coach? Do you speak for companies? Do you do this?" And that was the beginning of my journey. And I didn't even know what to charge. Um, so I was like, "Well, hold on. My assistant will text you." And then we literally had to research. We literally had to research. And I think my first check, believe it or not, my first check was $20,000. I was like, "How could I get $20,000?" Because I Googled that I mean, look, we'll Google researched. I remember going to the library, researched, and would do top tiered motivational speakers and business coaches, and I knew nothing about it. But what I knew is that I gave them hope. And what I knew what people needed was hope.
Absolutely. That is priceless, honestly. Switching gears again, you were also a Forbes contributor. Everybody wants that byline. How did you get it? And what's it really worth in real business terms, not just feel good?
Well, someone from Forbes contacted me. I had, remember when blogs were popular? Blogs, right? Blogs, right? And that was probably 15 years ago. Because does anybody look at blogs anymore? Do we?
I mean, now it's a tweet. right? Or X or whatever it is called now.
Yeah. Yeah. So blogs were popular and someone said you're a really good writer and I love that you contribute and you have a voice and we want to hear your voice. And I expressed myself and I was really happy that they contacted me. So that was really, really powerful. Oh, look, you did the research, girl. I love it, Tiffany. Yes, you did the research.
Absolutely. What is
Mhm.
it? I'm no bullshit. That's how I come. What is it? Research,
Yes, you
walk me
come.
through, lots of
Yep.
reading, old school style still.
Old
What is I do
school.
use Chat GPT, but I still do the research.
I
So
love it.
I think one of the things that people really get mistaken is about how people spend their day, right? I don't know if you're doing cold plunges at 5 a.m. or not, but really walk me through your day. What percentage is spent on speaking? What is spent on coaching? How much time goes into the app, the media, the revenue driving work, and sometimes just the research?
I start my day positive. I wake up and I meditate or I read something positive, and I start my day being grateful and thankful with a cup of tea or coffee, and I do a 5 mile walk every day. Coffee, 5 mile walk. You see my lipstick print? Right.
Like I'm up
I
right
know.
there.
I do a 5 mile walk every day. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. It's a connection to God, the universe, where I play gratitude, YouTube or something positive. I really believe in what you hear, what you think, you believe, and you become. So,
I start
and
my
then
day making the bed.
yeah, literally, I know, literally, and I write down my notes for the day. I
Mhm.
have a bunch of notes that I write down for the day. I spend part of my day with my team, talking to my team, and then the other part pitching for money and deals. And then but a big part is I write down everything. Look, every single thing. Every single thing. Everything is written down.
You
Everything.
know,
Goals for the day.
I love that. Now, do you also prioritize them?
Yes, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I feel so good when I get them.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. I am a big person that will write out everything and then I cross out everything except for the top 3 because those are the top 3 that are most important. Everything else can wait till tomorrow.
Yes. Everything can wait till tomorrow. Yes. I love it. Yep. That's it.
Fine.
Well, we have the same mindset in that.
That's it. That's it. What is it? Malicious prioritization. Otherwise, nothing ever gets done. You were
Yes.
also named a U.S. ambassador by Women of the World. How did
Mhm.
you get that title?
I love it.
What
You
is
know,
and what did you do with it?
so it's a good point. I think as I became more popular and people started to know me, like, it's so funny. I never looked at my followers on Instagram. I have a lot of celebrities and people following me. I'm like, really? You just don't know. And so I'm thankful and grateful that I have a voice that people can listen to. Um, a leader was like, wow, you really you're inspirational. I know you don't understand this, but you are a big influence to women all around the world. India, Asia. I was like, really? So I went to India and I spoke and people knew me. I was like, "Wow."
That's
So,
amazing.
I know. So it's so funny, that you don't know who's watching you. Literally, the president of Ghana and the minister of health from Ghana had me come there. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't know who knows you. So I just think that I was grateful that people knew me and I stepped into the role of like, all right, I'm gonna really inspire the world. That's what I wanna do. That's my mission. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta know this is your mission. This is your mission now. Yes.
That's it. What is it? More than getting the bag, you have to know there's something deeper, and you have to know that that's your mission.
I love
Pivoting in a little bit, going ahead and taking it down to one of the things that you've done as well. You were already successful before, the Real Housewives. So
oh,
why did you end up on Roni? What happened? Was this intentional?
well, you gotta understand, Roni is just a platform, right? It's just a platform. I'm not negative at all. I don't do all of that negativity, but what it did is grew my followers. So it's a platform to grow. You use it how you want to use it. I'm not into fighting and hitting a woman, but hey, people knew me in Italy. I literally was in Italy And someone was like, Bershan, oh my God, we love you. Literally sitting at a dinner table. They were like, "You're so inspirational." I was in Warsaw, Poland, and they knew me. I mean,
I
it's global, right?
it
And
did
so you use it to be global. That's it.
so it was part of your overall media strategy, but looking back, what you know now, would you do it again?
No, I would want to I wanted to do more coaching on it and they didn't do it. And so you don't have your own choice when you're on these shows. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So it's sort of hard to say yes because you don't have control of anything. And I hate that.
Girl after my own heart. That's why I have my own podcast.
Yes. Right.
The creative control.
Mhm.
I mean, so thinking about that as we were talking about growing your audience and your fan base, you have over 1 million followers. I mean, that really is real numbers, real influence. But do they always equate to each other? Tell me how you actually convert your audience into business and what is your strategy?
So how I convert them, you have to understand because a lot of people will follow you and just be a voyeur. They want to see what you're doing. They want to see your life. What I like about my followers is that they are real people that come like when I have events, they sell out. You know what I mean? People really want to come and get connected. People really want to talk. So that's what I love. It's not
I
just voyeurs. Like they say something like Kim Kardashian probably has 90% of voyeurs, like just wanting to see, but is there a real mission behind it? And I love what Kim has done. Hey, she's turned her things into businesses. So kudos to her. And I love that. So I think you have to speak life into your followers and like with something positive. Just showing clothes and just showing a lifestyle is sort of surface. People want to know the story behind the story. And that's what I give them.
You have to have content, you have to have a mission, and you have to have a vision that others can follow, and that's, I think, how you convert it. What is it?
Mhm.
Difference between followers versus engagement, right?
Yes, that's the difference.
I always wanna highlight everything that you're doing. What is it? You've got Buckle Up with Bershan. I have Confluently. We both know the podcast game. It is crowded, and most people aren't making money. Why did you start yours, and do you love doing it?
I started my podcast for a voice, right? I wanted to share about experiences of other people and of what people are going through, like warrior stories, right? It's not just my story. There's so many people that have a story. There's so many things that people need to share. And I think it's time that we start sharing these stories and not being afraid because your story isn't for you. Your story is to save and help someone else,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
So I want people to know that, like, if you have a story, share it. Don't be afraid and ashamed of sharing it. Like, your story is for someone else.
I absolutely love that. I love doing this exactly for the same reason is to go ahead and share with others things that I didn't learn along the way so that they don't make the same mistakes I do. Hopefully, they make new creative ones.
I
But,
love so let me ask you a question, tell me, why did you start your podcast?
to have a voice and to
Mm.
share it with the world.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Same reason I think that most of us start these things. Talking a little bit about that, let's just go there. We're in a hostile moment for DE&I and women of color and even, struggles. Have you felt that shift not only personally but also in corporate America? And how do you really navigate that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame because I think people don't really understand D and I. It's not just blacks. Like people think it's only right. I mean, it's like, oh, it's a black thing and it's a woke thing. It's not that. I mean, it's a people thing. I mean, we live in a global world where there's Asians, there's Indians, there are Africans, there are African Americans, there's Caucasian. There are so many things. And so all D&I is like, let's have a level playing field and where we are inclusive of different cultures, different races, different genre. Like that's it. Like genders, right? To get to know different people because the world isn't just white. It's not just white and black. You know what I mean? It's a bigger world out there. And I think everyone got it wrong because it's not just this being woke. It's a very minute way of thinking. It's bigger than that, and so It has hurt companies, it has hurt things. I mean, it definitely showed up differently in my business because but I'm pushing through, right? I'm pushing through. I know how to pivot. I know how to grow and do different things. I'm not stopping. I'm a warrior, girl. You know that.
That's it. What is it? Terms, titles, and even nomenclature changes, but we are still here.
We're still here. Yes.
Always been here. What is it? Thinking about mental health. Mental health has been trending for quite some time. I think really in COVID, we kind of saw the uptick of it and probably the downtick in actually servicing it. Every influencer is now a healer, you know,
Yes.
Reiki or whatever else it may be. How do you really differentiate yourself in an oversaturated space? I mean, you were one of the first movers in this space to begin with, but how do you really continue to cut that diamond's edge?
Yeah, because it's not it's real. It's not just a trying to get a viral moment or Instagram like or TikTok like. It's real. I've been doing this work for years, helping people, coaching people, wellness in departments, in organizations for top organizations. So I think staying true to what you want, being aligned and keep doing the work, right? Everyone's on the next, but like, how long will you stay in this field? I mean, I have built businesses on this and I'm in this forever. So this is my jam. So I don't need to try to follow what other people are doing. I have my method. I have my clients. I'm growing. I have a mental health app and it's real and it's here to stay.
I absolutely love that. And, let's get into the nitty-gritty just between
Yeah.
us. Have you ever felt you are competing with people who are less qualified but better at marketing in this space?
Oh yeah. You have influencers that are home all day in front of a tripod, all day like this, all day. Like all day. You're doing this all day? I'm doing work. I'm doing business. I don't have the time to do that all day. Literally, now you go to the beach, people have tripods with them, like literally all day. So it's like, yeah, if they're doing a TikTok video every 5 minutes and I'm doing one every other day, there's a difference. But the cream rises to the top and stays, right?
Love that.
I am a speaker. I can really do speaker coaching and training and help guide you how to sell on stage, how to bring a storytelling in a speech, how to really, people don't know how to teach that. They think they know how to talk, so they get on stage, but they don't know the art of selling and the art of bringing the audience on a ride. And then, so they don't. They don't.
Almost anybody can have a microphone these days, but very few people should actually use it. Not
I
that
don't.
everybody doesn't have a story, but you have to know how to use it. The You Are Warrior app. Building tech is expensive. Most founders fail. I should know. What why did you build this app in the first place? And what is your long-term play with it?
Because we needed a platform. So my app is B2B, it's for companies, right?
Mhm.
We need employers to wake up because their employees are committing suicide, they're stressed, they're overworked, they're burnt out, and they're tired, right? And so we have the app it's a third party tool. We have community, we have daily motivation, we have engagement, we have all of that right there for you and for your employee. So we are here 24/7 with AI and with human connection, one-on-one coaches and group coaching. So it's a one-stop shop.
I've used the app and I absolutely love it. Every time I go on there, I have a new quote that's like, that's my quote for today. I felt that deep in my soul. But pivoting from all of the fantastic things you've done, let's get into the nitty gritty because the other part of it, besides power, money, and influence, is also the failure and resilience. So, what's failed? What actually failed? What pivotal moment most felt like admitting defeat for you, even though you had to make it?
Can I tell you something, Tiffany? I don't look at failure as negative. I look at failure as a learning experience. So every failure is learning, right? I look at anything. I I wasn't as prepared. The deck wasn't good enough. So I don't look at it, I learn from it, right? And so in every way I can learn, I become better. So someone asked me, write down your impossible goals. I don't think anything is impossible. I don't. I don't think anything. I think where it says impossible, it's I'm possible.
Mm.
I never look at it as impossible. So if you ask me things that I have failed at and turned it into a win, or like meaning I've learned from it, but I wouldn't say failed and that's it. I just wouldn't say that because anything I failed on, I learned from. Then I turned it
Absolutely.
into a powerhouse.
I always say that everything's either a memory or a lesson. You get to
That's
choose
it.
which one it is.
Yeah, and I turn them into lessons.
That's what I'm talking about. So,
You know?
still honing back on this a little bit, but switching it into a different framework, right? What opportunity do you wish you could have the time and money back from?
You know, when I was on the stage with Tony Robbins and Les Brown and all of that with huge stages, I wish I offered more courses and more things, right? You know, you're on a huge stage and you get a lot of energy and people loving you and people want, like, I wish that I had more to offer them because people really love the method and I needed to run with it, you know? That's what I would say.
I absolutely love that. You're like, I wish I would have done more. I could have made more money, and that's an admirer. Yes, that I missed that signal cue right there.
Well, I would have made more money, I would have done more things, I would have yes, 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 but it was good to me and I did all the things that I had to do, but yes, way more. More, 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 more.
So here's always the one that I like to ask is, if you could go back in time to say 2009 Bershan, what would you tell her?
Don't be afraid, just do it. Don't be
Mm.
afraid. They will talk about you anyway. They will say something about you anyway. Just do it.
I absolutely cannot agree more. Again, what is it? People are going to talk one way or another. Might as well do it and at least give them something to talk about.
Give them
Uh,
something to
give them something to talk about.
yes.
Thinking about that, what advice did you take that you regretted following?
Waiting. I don't think you should ever wait.
Mm.
Don't ever wait. Don't let anyone tell you to wait. You don't listen to them. That's their journey. They take it slow. If you're fast, do it fast, baby. If you want to do it lightning speed, do it lightning speed. There is no wrong or right way to do it. Everyone has their journey, right? People are like, oh, wait, wait it out, wait another year. You may not be ready. You don't know when I'm ready. You don't have my fingerprint. You don't know my journey. You don't know my path. You don't know what's next for me. You don't know when it is. The time is now. Do it. Don't wait. Right?
I
Don't
love
you
it.
dare
You got what is it? The box is waiting for you at the end of this game, and you don't know how fast or how slow that game is gonna be, so just do it.
exactly. Exactly. You know that. Yeah, that that what was that? Any given Sunday, he said, you go, everything is about the catch, right? Like you go too fast, you miss the ball by this, you go too slow. Like it's that timing. So
Mhm.
everything is timing. So know your time. Don't listen to somebody else's time. Know your time.
And I always believe that, every failure is basically a stepping block to get you to the next goal, to the next level,
Exactly.
right? What is you gotta build that block. And sometimes that's built with failure, sweat, tears, and a lot of working nights. You've reinvented yourself multiple times. Survivor, coach, TV personality, tech founder. How do you tell that it's time to pivot and not panic?
You better be smart and you better be nimble on your feet because you need to pivot a lot in life, right? You do something, it won't work when you don't see traction. When you don't see traction, pivot, add a little something, grow, add somebody in it. You may not be able to do it, get other people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Do it. Let me tell you, don't move slow.
Mm,
You will get left behind. Nowadays, I'm telling you, with ChatGPT, like things are happening like this. And you better be a
yep.
part of it. Don't move slow. Like,
I
I'm
love it.
sorry. People are talking about it takes time. Nothing takes time now. Like, get it done.
And nobody has attention span to go ahead and have it take time either. right?
Yeah, no
I mean,
one has
we're
it, ma'am.
Twitter, TikTok, if it's longer than that, we're not watching, okay?
We're not watching. I mean, everything, everything. Like seriously, they say in videos they only look at the first 2 minutes. I mean, people, it's all of these things. People got to get with it. No one looks at long term, long video form, long formats, long anything because they don't have the time. They look at it really quickly. They get it. They like it. They're out.
I have to give you, my great word of advice that I usually give to my consulting clients, which is act now like you have no time. Like today's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Build like you're building for 30 years.
Yes.
But action like all you have is a TikTok video of attention span.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. 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 I love
So,
that. I love it.
can you tell us and our audience what your next great reinvention is? What's
Mm.
up the sleeve for Bershan
Well,
Shaw?
I gotta tell you, so now, not only with my Warrior Training International, new website, new everything come Black Friday, I know, we're building like I do speaker training, but we're building websites, we're adding AI tools, we have a whole AI team, we're branding, logo, like we're doing the whole package for you now. The whole package, everything.
Ooh, ooh,
Like
that sounds really
branding,
exciting.
marketing, social, AI, and the speaker training. So not only do you have the speaker package, you have the branding, you have the website, you have the AI, like a full one-stop shop.
I love that. I love that. Just continue to go ahead and collapse all of those verticals down into a horizontal full
Yep.
pipeline from start to finish.
Yep.
Um, so here's a random question. If it all burned down tomorrow, same story, same credibility, different strategy, what would you build first this time?
AI, AI. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I would do something with AI. If you don't have it, you're left behind.
I love that. I love that.
You're left
Question.
behind. Like we have to do things and see where we are now. AI.
I believe that AI can be a companion to the human experience, not a replacement.
That's it. It's a companion. It's not a replacement. We're not replacing anything. We're just building companions. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
What is it? I absolutely love this. I was asked this question and I get the most amazing answers every time I ask it. What do you want your legacy to mean?
She was a warrior. She did it her way. She was a warrior. She did it her way. I do everything my way. I break rules. I don't listen. I do it fast. I talk fast. I move fast. I run fast. I bitch fast. I do it my way, right? That's it. I do it my way. I don't want to be in a box. I don't want to be in your box. I want to be in the Bershan box.
That's what I like to hear. A statistic of one, Bershan Shaw. What is it? Never anybody else's statistic. Thank you so much for joining us on Confluently today.
Oh, you're amazing. This was so good. And I love this podcast. And thank you for your voice. We need it.
That's exactly what I wanted. Not the polished highlight reel, not the mechanics, the decisions, the pivots, the failures, the motives that actually build money, power, influence, and resilience. And where can people find you if they want to work with you, not just follow you?
Ooh, I love that. You email my assistant at Bershan at warrior, WARRIOR.com. So again, Bershan at the letter U, the letter R, the letter WARRIOR.com. And you can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram. It's my name, Bershanshaw. There's no W in my first name. Everyone spells it wrong. You see it on the lower third, Bershan. People are like, it's Bershan.
I got you. Don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and link all of her social medias as well as her app and her new website that's going to launch on Black Friday. What is it? I really appreciate you for bringing the real story today. This is
So
really why Confluently exists. And of course, if you're watching, subscribe, follow, and join the community. We ask the questions that people actually want answered, not the ones that people want you to answer. I'm Tiffany Hart. Until then, I'm the fuck out. See you there.